Kendall.
Hello, my name is Quinn. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. So I am a social worker here at this company, and just told a little bit about what we're working with through my admission staff, and they told me that you are about to turn 18 and have some goals in mind, and you might need a little bit of support reaching those goals. Did I get all of that right?
Yes.
Perfect. So before we get too nitty gritty with it, I just want to kind of go over a couple things that are going to dictate our service. So the first thing is to make the expectation that anything that we talk about will stay between you and me unless you have a set plan to harm yourself or somebody else, or if somebody's hurting you. Does that sound okay?
Yes.
Perfect. And a little thing about myself is that I am here to support you. That is my whole job. So I really try to prioritize creating a supportive and non-judgmental environment. So don't hesitate to let me know if something's not working or if you want things done a certain way, and I'm here for you, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. And then I would normally go over any other company consents, but since that's not a thing, we'll skip that. So, can you tell me a little about yourself?
Yeah, I recently moved out of my parents' house, and
Okay.
I am just looking for a little bit of help with budgeting.
Okay, perfect. Sounds great. What do you like to do for fun?
I go outside and play sports.
Okay, that's awesome. So you said that you just moved out of your mom's house, but you're not 18. Is that an okay relationship there?
Kind of. It's very odd right now.
Okay. Is there any form of support from that relationship?
Financial support in some aspects.
Okay. Do you mind telling me what those aspects are?
Like going to the doctor and all of that. She's been helping me take care of all of that.
Okay.
But like life expenses, like a car and all of that, no.
Okay. So what I'm getting is that you get benefits through your mom?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna take a quick note of that just so I make sure that I don't forget anything.
You know, like
So
health
you have-
insurance and all of that.
Okay. So your medical expenses are not something that we need to worry about quite yet. Is there any, and you feel secure in that dynamic and having that dependency there?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And you said that you currently do not have a car, right?
That is correct.
Okay. Do you have anything else that's in your name? Like, are you accruing student loans right now? Are you, do you have your own bank account and banking information?
That depends on what you mean by banking information, like routing numbers and all of that.
Yeah, so do you have your own bank account and your own debit card?
I do.
Okay. Where do you currently bank through?
USAA.
Okay, how's that working for you?
Not great.
Okay,
You're not helpful.
okay. Is that something that we want to switch?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure I get those notes. Okay, so given that you're 17, I take it you don't have a credit card or any line of credit. Okay. Is that something that we would want to discuss looking into?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware of how credit works and why we need it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other banks in mind that you're thinking of switching to?
Mountain America.
Okay, perfect. I believe because they're a credit union, they usually have a little more access to resources and kind of helping you and with some certain coaching. Is that something that we want to look into?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. How confident would you say that you feel in creating a budget as well as, because it sounds like you understand credit a decent bit, so that's great. But how confident would you say you are like with budgeting and how banking works?
Pretty confident. Like I don't know how to do my own taxes and stuff, but I know like how to make a budget, how
Gotcha.
to follow it.
Okay.
That one's a little iffy right there, but
Okay. Perfect. So it sounds like we're not having to completely start from the bottom. You're a little aware. You just need some support, right? Perfect. That's exactly what we're here for. Okay, so now that I got some kind of basic information out of the way, what would you say that some of your like main goals are in terms of your finances? Aside from that we want to switch banks and open a line of credit. Are there any other like goals that we want to set?
really just saving money right now.
Okay, so strategies for saving money, and a lot of the times that does kind of come with sticking to that budget. Now the hard part might be sticking to the budget.
You're gonna have to edit this part out. Mindy, go to bed. Go to bed.
Okay.
Oh my god, this stinking.
Okay, so transitioning into my financial assessment here, I just want to make sure that I'm tracking and that we're all on the same page. So your biggest concerns for moving into adulthood are that you do not have a car. Your benefits are secured through your mother, so we don't need to worry about that quite yet. And that you currently bank with, I cannot think of the name of it. Can you remember the name of the bank?
That I'm currently with?
Yes.
USA.
USA. And that you're wanting to switch to MACU. And once you make that switch, you can inquire about opening a line of credit. And then towards the end of our session here, after we kind of get through everything, I will look into what resources for financial education Mount America has. We can even do that together. And that one of your other main goals is looking into strategies for saving money. So does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So it looks like you were able to bring your pay stub in. Okay. Okay, so is this amount of 1,019 about your standard bi-weekly check?
Yeah.
Okay. And does that ever fluctuate?
It fluctuates between like the same $100.
Okay.
Sometimes it's $994. Sometimes it's 119,
Okay,
117, stuff like that.
okay, but that's like normal fluctuation, nothing like, we are,
Like broke this week,
Right.
rich next week, nothing like that, thankfully.
okay, yeah,
Been
that
through
definitely,
before.
yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, 'cause that definitely creates a whole unnecessary slew of stress that we don't need. Yeah, so that's good to hear that you've got some pretty good paychecks here. And it's not looking like anything is getting deducted out aside from your state and local taxes. So it sounds like you're getting the majority of your paychecks. So, what, do you have any other sources of income?
No,
Okay, so you don't do any of the under the table work?
no,
Okay,
I do, I just don't get paid for it.
okay. So given that you don't have a car, how much would you say that you spend on transportation a month? Or even a week, if that's easier?
As of right now, I am borrowing my sister's car, really just putting gas in it.
Okay, how much would you guess that you spend on gas a month?
Probably, I'd say safe at like $100.
Okay, so $100 a month, gas.
I don't really have a great way to like calculate that.
That's okay. Even if we're just running in best estimates, we can do the best that we can. And then worst case, in our next session, you can bring in some receipts if you have any, or even look over that banking information, since your pay stub isn't gonna tell me what you spend out of that paycheck. And then if you have a more exact number in the next session, we can get a better idea on it. But for now, we're just kind of getting to know each other and establishing our goals. Okay, so where are you currently living if you're not with mom?
As of right now, I'm living out in Keno, Idaho.
Okay, is that a good, safe environment for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you spend any money on rent?
Yeah, I spend $600 a month on rent.
Okay, $600 a month. What would you say you spend on like groceries?
That, everything, I don't know, it's really hard for me to depict a lot of this stuff because I like just started living with her and it was all like get a bed frame and stuff and then eat later, so
Gotcha.
I'm still like not fully sure.
Okay.
Most of my shopping trips as of right now have been like $55 every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So not a whole lot.
So is it okay if we say about like 110 a month, just for right now? And then
Yeah.
again, we can get a better idea. So, you told me that you have a little bit of trouble sticking to that budget. So how do you spend money for fun? So either on like eating out, buying new clothes.
Well, I'm the type of person, like I went to a craft store with no plans of anything and walked out with a tiny pink couch.
Okay.
So I'm just very unpredictable, and if I have money, I'm just gonna swipe that card. So that's what I really need to work on, to say I don't need that.
Yeah, 100%. And trust me, that is way harder than it should be. Sometimes I don't even know how to stick to my budget the best. But it's a skill you're capable of growing at. So it sounds like we have some issues with impulse spending that we want to work on. And since we're kind of working in those rough guesses, what would you say within the last month, how much money have you spent on those impulse purchases?
Most definitely, probably I'd say $1,000.
Okay, like $1,000 this last month. Okay. So, given your income amount, that is gonna be roughly like $2,000 a month, you're spending about $1,800 of that every month. What do you do with that extra 200?
Because now I'm trying to compare. Savings.
Okay, good.
That's
So
a
you
bit more.
have a habit of creating that savings right now?
Very little increments.
That's okay. Hey, some savings is better than no savings. Especially because that's a hard habit to build too, right? 'Cause especially once we're looking at our phone and our app, that money is just right there. So trying to convince ourselves not to touch it can be difficult. So I'm really glad that you have that habit and you're already working on it. Awesome. So everything here seems pretty reasonable in terms of kind of where prices of everything are at right now. But this $1,000 a month is kind of not super great to be doing regularly unless you feel comfortable with that. But you told me that that's kind of a problem area. So do you have any ideas on some goals that we can set to kind of mediate that, or things that we can do instead?
Tell myself no.
Okay. What would that look like for you?
A lot of things is like deleting delivery apps.
Okay. Is it okay if I write these down?
Yeah.
Okay. So our first step is going to be deleting delivery apps. Okay, what are some other goals that we can set? And if that's the only one for now, I think that's a great start.
That's really all I can think of.
Okay,
Told you I'm not good at this.
that's okay. How often do you go out shopping? Like fun shopping?
It's also kind of hard. I really go out for like boring like grocery shopping and stuff like that. It's just so hard to save money when you can buy anything you want from your living room. So
Oh, okay, so it sounds like Amazon gets us into trouble.
yeah.
I hear ya, I've had that issue too. So are some ways that we can mediate that spending on Amazon?
I don't know, cause like I can't delete it, cause like it actually comes in clutch.
Okay.
But I also like can't be utilizing it as much. So probably I think I've got an Amazon Prime subscription now. So probably unsubscribing from that.
Okay, so either unsubscribing from that. Do you think it might be beneficial if you gave yourself like a set amount per paycheck that you can use for those fun expenses?
Try.
Okay, and then you're just not gonna stick to that? Gotcha. Have you thought about, because I know an option that some people will take is that they have a separate savings account or like even a secured savings account to where they take part of their paycheck and they put it into that secured checking account so that way you can't touch that money. So do you think maybe if we put more money into a check or a savings account like that, that might help you not spend it?
But how would I get my money back?
So how those accounts work is that it's usually secured for a period of time and then it's opened and released back to you.
Oh, to like a date that I set, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's say if you create a secure account like that, you're trying to like buy a house or buy a car with, right? Then you just put that money in there and then it accrues interest over time, but there are penalties if you do try to take some of that money out. So do you think that's something that we could maybe bring up at MACU?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Worst case, they'll be able to explain their options a lot better than I can. I work for this company, not for MACU. Okay, so I think there's just some two pretty good action steps that we can take. Is there any other things that we can think of for saving money in the, or not, monitoring that impulse spending?
Probably sitting down and making like an actual budget, which seems kind of like what we're doing now.
Okay, but you said that when you have that set amount, that you're not gonna stick into it.
So I don't know what to do.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Then even if those are our two main goals of deleting those delivery apps and creating and looking into different alternative saving account methods might be kind of beneficial for you. Perfect. All right. Don't think we're gonna do a bill calendar because there's not too many bills. Okay. So the other thing that I want to bring up as just kind of one of our final goals before we start moving into what the remainder of our sessions are going to look like is, do you have a desire for a car? Are you okay sharing one right now? Are you utilizing public transport?
I'd like to get a car.
Okay. Have we looked into means of doing so?
Sort of. A lot of it is just, I don't know, my picky input, but also just looking online, and all that seems like affordable because I'm not even 18 yet. I'm not even going to be able to have something under my name for a while, so that's why I'm not sure what to do.
Okay. Because, yeah, the lack of credit history might make it a little bit more difficult getting financed. But that is something that you're thinking of doing, is financing once you turn 18?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Gotcha. Sounds like it's going to be a pretty big appointment amount in America, that first one, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds a little unclear of how we're going to get there quite yet, but we do want to make it a goal that we're going to get you a car because cars can be very beneficial because they are considered an asset, right? So that's something that we could potentially make money off of in the future, right? But it's also an immediate need. So, sounds like we've got a pretty good start. So our three goals, as well as kind of our action steps, are gonna be first to delete those delivery apps. And then we're going to look more into Mountain America for their different resources and support. And then we're also gonna start kind of following a budget a little bit. And it sounds like the biggest one is that impulse spending. So I think deleting those delivery apps, as well as starting to look into some alternative savings accounts, are gonna be pretty great. So how would you say that we can monitor the progress on these goals?
What do you mean?
So some of them, right, like deleting the delivery app, that one's kind of an easy one to measure because it's just deleting it. But how are we gonna make sure that like how can you monitor that is helping our goal of saving money? Like how can you and I track that together?
I guess just by eliminating the problem, but then just like doing little check-ins with her follow-ups.
Okay, perfect. And just to make sure that you've stayed good to not using those delivery apps?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. I think that is an awesome one. So next time I see you, I am going to ask when you deleted it and if it stayed deleted. Check-ins per session. And you turn 18 in just a couple weeks here, right?
Yep.
Okay. So how can we help track those goals of getting to Mountain America and opening that new bank account and opening a credit card? How can we monitor that goal? And is there anything else that we want to accompany that goal? So like any research that we can do in between?
I don't think that would be too like necessary. It's just an errand to run.
Okay. So maybe.
Definitely got to put in some research to figure out what that process is going to look like.
Okay. Well, is there anything that I can inform you of?
No.
Okay. So maybe part of tracking this goal is going to be just visiting their website and getting a little familiarized with it. Okay. And we can even do that today. Website and familiarizing with the process. Do you think that another area would be a good goal to make for our next visit even would be like bringing in those like gas receipts, grocery receipts?
Sure.
Okay, and then we can kind of get it like a little more in-depth with our budget. Okay, so we've got our initial trackers for these goals. How can we measure when these goals will be completed and you'll feel more confident and we can terminate our services?
Mm-hmm.
So you obviously, a goal of my service is that you don't have to see me forever.
Okay.
I offer the support that you need in the meantime until we get you to a point where you feel that you don't need me anymore. So how can we recognize when we're at that point? And if you don't know quite yet, that's okay. We can touch on it in the next session.
Yeah, that I actually don't know.
Okay. We've got some initial trackers, so we'll just keep monitoring those and we'll revisit that conversation next time. All right. So it sounds like for the remainder of our session here, we're going to just kind of visit the Mountain America website and just get a feel for who they are as an entity and maybe looking into a couple others too as a backup plan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. We'll get into it. And that's all.
Thank God, I thought we were actually. God damn.